Okay. Can I talk? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna again, everyone. Now that we have the recording going. So, we started with this very thoughtful and thought-provoking bhajan today. And the reason why I wanted us to kick us off with that bhajan is because today, before we begin the class, I want to, for all of us to be able to do a little bit of introspection. And occasionally, introspection is good because it helps propel us forward sometimes. So, and I thought that this is probably a good time because we are approaching the end of the year. So every end of the year, beginning of the year, we make resolutions. So it helps us think and think about what we want to invest in, our time in, what we want to do as the new year rolls in, right? And then going forward as well. So we have all heard that in this human form of life, what is the biggest asset? Obviously, human form of life itself is an asset, but in the human form of life, what is the biggest asset we have? Yes, Pragya. Intelligence, yes.
We can think, we can reason.
We can think, we can reason. But in order to be able to think and reason, what do we need first? Buddhi, intelligence, right? Also, we have heard so many times, dash is money. What is that? Time, right? So I was looking for time. Right? Time is of essence, time is asset, right? We can get back anything that we have, but once one moment lost can never be regained, right? We have always heard that time is money. Now, you all, everybody in person, online, all of us, what are we doing sitting here? No, but with our time, what are we doing? We are investing time, right? So we have to make sure that any time we invest our time in anything, it should bring us value, right? So I'm going to ask some thought-provoking questions. What is the name of this book that we are reading? Bhagavad Gita as it is. Now, Frank, show of hands. How many of us take this Bhagavad Gita every Sunday, and some of us probably not even every Sunday, take it out of a bookshelf, come to class, listen to the class, put it in the bookshelf Sunday evening, and leave it there as it is for rest of the week? Right? The name of the book is Bhagavad Gita as it is, but it's not meant to be kept on the bookshelf as it is. Right? So, and again, no, it's not for something for us to feel bad or feel ashamed. This is how we grow. And I will give you a personal example. When we started our Bhagavad Gita, so we had lot of devotees who were in our class as well. We used to sit like this, and our teacher occasionally, without telling us, would ask us, okay, let's go around the room and just share how many rounds you are chanting consistently. And so we were in a class and we were very, very new. We probably were the most newest students in the class. And there was one Prabhu here, he would say 8 rounds, 4 rounds, 12 rounds. Then there's one Prabhu who used to sit on this side. He used to say, no matter what, even if it's like midnight, I finish 16 rounds, like that. We are all talking to everyone. And then he would come to us, to me and Damodar Hari Prabhu, and we would say, Prabhu, maybe two. So it was not even, the answer was not two. It was maybe two. That used to be our answer. But, and why I'm sharing this story is because sometimes, and it made us feel bad, right? Like that we are at maybe two while somebody in the class is at 16. So the purpose of this exercise is for not for us to feel vulnerable, but it helps us because that's what made us think that how is that person able to chant that many rounds or read or whatever, right? Whatever is the purpose. And so we used to ask them, how do you do this, Prabhu? Like how you said that you don't sleep without chanting 16 rounds. with work, with everything, how are you able to do it? And he used to say that, oh, sometimes I try in the morning, but many times it doesn't work in the morning. And so what I do is after I eat my dinner, then my family goes to bed, and then I sit down and start chanting. So some of us may have experienced that when we chant our rounds in the morning, some of us, that it feels like we are coming down a hill, right? Like the rounds are going so fast and it's like you're focused and it seems so easy. But when we start our chanting in the night time, it feels like we are going up a hill. Like one round seems like, oh, half an hour, only one round happened. It feels like that. So, and that's why we used to ask him, can you start at 11 p.m. in the night? Because by that time our body is exhausted, and he used to say like I have committed, so I have to do it. So it helped. So, and it really helped us, because then we thought that if that person is able to do 16, can we not do 4? Can we not start at 4? So it helps us think. So that's why this is the reason I'm asking you all this question as well, that if this book is meant to be studied, restudied, and restudied, there's so much in it. So if we are coming here investing our most precious gift, our time, then it better be worth it, right? And if we are coming here, so you know how Christians also go to church every Sunday religiously. You will not find a Christian who doesn't go to church. Do you know what they go to church for? Lunch.
Service also.
They do service, they have lunch, right? But what is the most important thing they go in the church for?
They hear
They hear
the.
Bible.
They hear and they confess to their sins,
Oh yeah, that helps.
right? Throughout the week
Once in a.
they confess to their sins. But the moment Monday comes, they start sinning again, because they know next Sunday we will go back and confess and then restart. But is like, have you seen, okay, let's say we have an elephant. You have seen an elephant take bath in the river. When the elephant takes bath, it's clean. But the moment it comes out from the lake, what does it do?
Takes the mud or whatever it just.
Takes the mud and puts it back. Is there any use of that kind of a bath? So if we come to the class or to whatever, whether it's Christians um confessing their sins and then restarting the sins next day, it's the same as taking a bath and then putting fresh mud on your fully clean body. So similarly, if we come to class and we come nicely, sit, feel for 1.5 hours, oh, such a nice, happy feeling. This is nothing but spiritual entertainment. Just like we go to a concert and we listen to A.R. Rahman or somebody, right? For that 1.5 hour, or a very nice movie, right? We watch a movie and it feels so good. Oh, such good use of my time. I had so much fun. So nice.
There's a difference. We pay there, we don't pay.
Yeah, you don't pay there. So maybe this is worse. Right? So it feels so with paying also we enjoy, and then we come back, and then from next day it's the back same old thing. Get up in the morning, go to work, come back, crib a little about the boss, crib a little about the work, and then restart next day. So if this time that we are investing is not helping us get better, then it's nothing but spiritual entertainment. Then we better not we can use the time in some other ways, right? And I'm not saying stop coming to class. That's not the purpose. But I'm just challenging us to think like there are different levels in which we can invest our time. And Kartik just ended, the month of Kartik, and the last 5 days of Kartik are dedicated to, it's called Bhishma Panchak. So it's like devotees generally take a severe austerity because it's just 5 days. So, and then there are different levels, right? So some devotees um, just survive on cow products. Then some devotees survive just on fruits and roots. Some devotees do Ekadashi. Some devotees who cannot do Ekadashi can do eat like whatever, but obviously trying to eat sattvic food. So I was thinking about that, about our class as well. And I was thinking that there are several different levels that we can have for our spiritual studies also. One is when we are here in person. That is like the highest level because you took the time to drive, come, now you have committed, right? So when we are sitting in class in person, it's different than when we are at home. At home, if let's say for whatever reason we are at home, today Punya Prabhu doesn't have his video on, but mostly he does. I feel that when you have your video on, it's also a kind of commitment, right? Like you are on the screen, you are being watched. So the now he turns his video on. So we all have this cheating propensity. It's there inherent. When we know we are being watched, that propensity is self-curtailed. And when we know that we are a black dot on a black screen, and if we are multitasking, then the result that we get is also similar. Because Krishna says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham, right? How much endeavor you put in, I reciprocate similarly. So my humble request to everyone on the call today is that if your situation allows, please come in person, because what you will get out will be very different than being online. And if you are online, then please try to turn your video on, because it just helps us better focus, right? And it helps us assimilate better. If we are, and if you have your video turned off, then please also even then try to participate. Because if let's say, if I randomly call out your name and if nobody responds, then I know that the person is not there. And it may be like a situation or whatnot, it's completely fine. It's just that, okay, then how do we make sure that we are there when we are investing the time? So my humble request to everyone is now, and the reason why I thought we should talk about it now is because we are now in 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Soon we will be entering the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And Bhagavad Gita, how many chapters does Bhagavad Gita have? 18 chapters, right? So Bhagavad Gita is like a sandwich. First 6 chapters, middle 6 chapters, and then final 3 chapters, right? 6 chapters. When you get a sandwich from outside, generally, how do you call the sandwich? Hmm?
Based on the filling.
Yes, based on the filling. So it's a chicken sandwich, it's a veggie sandwich, right? Everybody knows the top and bottom are going to be some kind of bread, but what's inside, what's the meat of the sandwich is the name of the sandwich, right? So Bhagavad Gita, the middle 6 chapters, chapter 7 to chapter 12, is going to define what this sandwich is about, right? So we have to be prepared. We have to prepare our consciousness. We have to prepare ourselves to be ready for those 7 chapters in the middle. So far, we have been understanding what the lower portion of the bread is. Now we are getting to the middle. Then when we get to the top, the middle and the bottoms will start making sense, right? So we have to make sure that when we are in these middle 7 chapters, we are ready. We are at that point no longer needs. And we can see that even amongst our group, we can see that devotees who have invested the time, are doing services, are coming to the class regularly, are seeing changes in themselves. So I think enough of talking. I would like all of us to share some realization or some improvement, some transformation, some change that we have seen in ourselves as we have started coming to these classes? How has this benefited you? Because, and the reason why I'm asking it is because when we share, it helps others and it also helps us when we hear from others. It's very, very important because we are not just individual entities who come sit in a class and go away. We are a community, right? We are here now. This is a family. So this family needs to support each other. We see one person falling behind. We need to say, "Oh, Prabhu, Mataji, what happened? I didn't see you in that class. Everything okay?" And then that person thinks, "Oh, people are watching me." So why don't we start with Sridhar Prabhu?
Me. Okay. Before I joined this, obviously I had that feeling that ISKCON is more like a Hare Rama Hare Krishna cult. Not just I got it, but has been passed
Yeah.
on to me. But then I never had any kind of a prejudice. I said, okay, fine, let me go and join and see what's this all about. And I don't know whether other people know, probably they might have got it by now, that I'm basically an atheist. Don't believe in God. So why am I coming here? It's just that don't believe in God doesn't mean that I don't believe at all. It's just that I need to know whether the God exists and in what form it exists and whether he really exists or what can he do for us. So those are the things that I would like to get out of the class. And I mean, see the significance if there is one. So, and that's the reason why, I mean, I'm trying to learn. In fact, after coming to this place, I've got a lot more respect on all the people that who are part of the ISKCON and all that they do. I wish to do, I want to do, I probably I'll do. But all that they do for service. The service is what I feel the most of all things. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you have been, I mean, Prabhu has been helping wherever he can. And you say you are an atheist, but the compassion in your heart is overflowing.
Yeah,
Whether it is
service
for,
is always there, but
yeah,
thing is
whether it
also
is for a dog on the street or
Mhm.
whether it is for human being on the street, we can see the compassion in Sridhar Prabhu. And I will share an example. It may be very minor to you, but this Friday we were at Mantra House and we were in a studio and it was a little bit cold. So Ayan was doing kirtan and he announced that if somebody wants, they can get a blanket. We have blankets in the back. Okay, very normal instruction. If somebody felt cold, they could have gotten up and gotten a blanket. But our Sridhar Prabhu, he collects like 10 blankets from the back and he is walking from one person to the other asking, "Do you need a blanket?" So it's a very small thing if you think about it from a big picture. But for somebody to think like that, oh, because maybe I have a apprehension to get up, what will people think? Oh, I'm the first one, or I'm feeling cold. Some may not get up, but when it's being handed down to you, you may be like, okay, he's here, let me take it. So small things, right, that show our heart. And that is what Krishna consciousness is compassion for everyone. We discussed it last time also, that if we want to love Krishna, we have to love Krishna. We have to love those who love Krishna. We have to love whom Krishna loves. And then Krishna loves everyone. There's nobody that Krishna doesn't love. So, which means that down from the small ant up to the jiva who thinks that, or human being who thinks that I'm the top of the food chain, we have to love everyone. So, thank you, Prabhu, for.
Yeah, there's one question though on that basis.
Yeah.
He says that I reciprocate whatever you give.
Yeah.
So if someone who doesn't give anything, he doesn't give anything. Krishna doesn't give love.
Not materially, because in Krishna, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, Yo me bhaktya prayachati. So Krishna says, offer me with love a leaf, water, a fruit, or a flower, and I will accept it. So he's not looking for our material things.
Right, right.
He's looking for love. So I'll give you another story. So there's there's this saint in India, and he was a mendicant. He didn't have anything to offer to Krishna at all. And once he saw that in a village somebody is making very nice kheer, and they were not even making it for the Lord, I think, but he had this thought, oh, what if I could offer this to Krishna? But he had no milk, he had no rice. He's doing madhukari and barely even meeting his own needs. So once he sits down and starts meditating, and then he thinks, okay, I cannot make anything for Krishna. How about I just offer it from my mind? And so he closes his eyes and he starts thinking of how he would make kheer. So he takes a pot, he puts it on the fire, he puts milk in it, boils the milk, then he puts rice in it, boils it for a very long time. Then he takes whatever nuts, fruits he could find and puts it into the milk and makes a very nice condensed kheer. And now he's ready to offer it to Krishna. But a thought comes to his mind, what if this is too hot for Krishna? Let me check the temperature. So he puts his finger in his mind. This is all happening in his mind. He puts his finger to test the temperature. His finger burns.
Ah,
Real.
wow.
His finger, when he takes it out, it's burnt. So that's the power of mental meditation. So some people will then say, oh, I am taking the name of God 24/7 in my heart. Isn't this more powerful than you guys asked to chant on the beads and we have to do 16 rounds? But I am chanting 24/7, much more than 16 rounds. But you are not that saint, right? He had certain potency to be able to do that. We are not there yet. So until we get there, or if we ever get there, we have to do some process mechanically, right? If we are sick, then doctor prescribes us some medication. You will not take it mentally, right? Oh yeah, this is the medication. I'm meditating. It's coming into my body. It's helping heal, and now you are healed. No, you need to take it. So for our age, there is a prescription. We need to follow it to be able to see any result, right? Because mentally you can do so many things, right? Mentally you give me your credit card, right? And then I'll physically spend it. No, you will not give it to me. So when for other things mental doesn't work, then why do we want to enforce mental for spiritual things? It works, but certain qualification is needed. Did that help?
Yeah.
I don't know what the question was.
No,
Many times I just
no,
forget.
no, that's pretty good.
Okay. Anyone online? Maybe Punya Prabhu is online, so we'll go to him next.
Mataji, I actually, first of all, I stay in Austin. That's why I'm not coming
I
in
know,
person.
I know, I
So
know.
yeah, that yeah,
But you always
yeah.
have your video on, and that's, I mean, this is a perfect example of when we cannot attend in person, this is the closest to being in person.
So after I started coming to class, one thing I feel is a bit more introspection started. For example, on one of the uh, bad quality I may think is like anger. I used to get angry and I used to feel justified. Oh, things are not in right order and I am justified to get anger and all. But as I start to introspect more, I think it's just coming out of something not right within me. Rather, I was starting to see like how could I help the situation, or how could I uh, help to get things in order or something like that. Similarly, more introspection I could see whenever I feel like someone is not right. I would just think that the very next moment there is some other bad quality in me comes and shows that hey, how can we be like judgmental about other things when we are not perfect in many ways. It's trying to improve the self-conduct, I would say, rather than like looking everything as something not in order or not right. That's something I'm observing, Mataji.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for sharing it. Yes, Bhagavad Gita is life's manual. I don't know if it has happened to anybody in the class, but it has happened to me many times when I'm introspecting on something or when something is bothering and you open the book or you start hearing a lecture or something, and the right things will start coming in front of you automatically. Like you will have a question and then you will find an answer in something completely random, and you'll be like, oh yes, this makes sense. And to Punya's Prabhu point, I was reading Bhagavatam the other day, like I think 3 or 4 days ago, and I found a verse where it said what happened to Krishna's to the warriors in the battle of Kurukshetra. And I was like, oh, we were discussing this with Punya Prabhu last week, and I found a verse in Bhagavatam about it. So things like this happen, and but the thing is we have to be on the lookout for ourselves and to ask these questions, because if you never ask the question, the curiosity never gets built first of all, and you'll never get satisfied. So thank you for sharing that, Prabhu. One of the Shiva Prabhus. Which one?
Yeah. So I think after started coming to classes, I heard many. I have done the Bigita Foundation course, and then, but I never was spending time in reading the Bhagavad Gita on my own. So now after starting coming here, I started reading, and my understanding is improving every time I read. So, and I can correlate this to the situations where we are, and how the slokas are relating, and then how we are able to get the solution out of it, the way Krishna explains.
Yeah.
That is improving a lot. Every chapter by chapter when I'm trying to read.
Yeah.
So that is one thing. And also I think I'm getting more opportunities to do service.
Yes.
So that is another thing.
Service is very, very important. Prabhupada used to say that the more you scrub the utensils in the kitchen, the dirty utensils in the kitchen, the more your heart becomes cleaner. So it's like scrubbing your heart when you're scrubbing of malice and dirt when you start scrubbing the utensils in the kitchen. So, and obviously that's just one example, but when we do service, sometimes we don't realize how service is really helping us, but service has a really, really big role to play, because by giving is what we receive, right? We have all heard these terms, but um, we don't get a chance to realize it many times. But with service, yes, that's very true, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Shiva Prabhu.
Hi, Krishna. Hi, Krishna, everyone. So, I was thinking like a few topics I listened earlier, but I was not able to connect the dots. Like the if you say like if you say any problem, we say root cause analysis. Right?
Yeah.
Why times you check. We understand how it is logically connected. So those connections, the understanding got improved, Mataji, like, after coming to the sessions. And yeah, as Prabhu said, like we are getting more inclination towards the service, and the motivation to read or motivation to know more, like how better we can be. That intention and motivation is increased a lot compared to earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, so it has been like, at least I feel myself like, okay, little better motivated person.
Yeah.
Compared to,
Yes, yes. And what you said is really true, that Bhagavad Gita, it's not just in words. So Bhagavad Gita says that it's an open secret in the book itself, right? It says it's an open secret. And it's not written just for fun, right? Or just to write some nice words. Bhagavad Gita will say that I'm an open secret. There's a reason why it's secret, because when you read it all by yourself, it's like, okay, Krishna says this thing here, that thing there. It all seems like different pieces which don't make any sense. But when you systematically study Bhagavad Gita, then you realize, oh, how are, according to the time, place, and circumstance, how all these different things start making sense. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Both of you have been very, very sincerely attending, and we can see the transformation also. So, yeah, it's an example of how Krishna reciprocates the time and effort we put in. Krishna reciprocates with that, right? Okay, we'll move online. Any volunteers, or should I pick? No volunteers. Okay, then Hima Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, in the devotional path from the beginning of my life, I mean, my childhood, marriage, and all those things. So after getting into this, I mean,
अपनी आंसर करना here 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 in our in-person class, Gaurav Prabhu and Pragya Mataji are discussing something, so I'm telling them that it's an individual answer, you cannot combine your answers and give sorry.
yeah, it's okay, Mataji. Yeah, so yeah, it's I mean, mainly for my inner peace. I mean, I have some questions that are not answered. I'm still trying to uh, talk to Krishna and pray to Krishna every day. So hope that I find my answers and my inner peace. So that's my, and in some cases duality, we get answers from Bhagavad Gita. So that's where my current um, situation is like. I'm
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, you bring up a very good point. In Bhagavad Gita, doubts are considered to be demons. And I've told Pragya Mataji this a couple of times as well, that doubts are like demons. So if we have doubts, if we have questions, it's really important to get them clarified, whether it's amongst the devotee circle, or we have obviously guidance from our Vaishnavas in the temple. Also, we have Harivilas Maharaj. So it's really important to get our doubts cleared, because otherwise they become like Trinavarta and become like hurricanes, and they keep going in our minds. And then if unanswered doubts take us down a different path, and then soon we will start realizing, oh, this process doesn't make any sense because my questions are not getting answered, and then we try to find um, our answers somewhere else. So my one recommendation to you is, if you have doubts and if these are burning questions, then you can reach out to me or to Prabhu. And if we don't know, and that's very possible because we are also still in this journey, then we will try to reach out to our seniors and try to find the answers. So yeah, so if you feel that they are disturbing you, then please reach out. We can try to help.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji, for sharing. Okay, Sapan Prabhu. Oh, he's hearing only mode. Okay. Santosh Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So, yeah, first thing, I cannot come on camera because of my physical condition. I have
That's
to stretch and lie down. I cannot sit for a long time. That's why I prefer to be offline.
no
But
problem.
yeah, the I've seen many changes after being a devoted student of Bhagavad Gita. First change, very basic change, is that I can learn Sanskrit. I can read Sanskrit better. I can understand the meaning. I try to read one shloka every day, 1 to 2 before going to bed, and then try to understand or understand the meaning without reading the meaning of it. So that's very basic. But other changes, more advanced changes that I observed is, number one, I I stopped eating meat. Number one. Number two, with my physical condition, it happened 2 years ago, when I would say I was in the best phase of my life. We had a baby, and I got a new job. So we were all excited, but it happened all of a sudden. Um, and then I was trying to understand, like, both my wife and us. We actually started going to, we have been Krishna devotee or follower for a long time, and we used to go to ISKCON temple, but we were looking to start Gita class and all. We did the prerequisite class for that. Yes, I think it's called Yes. Or yeah, the course. Um, and I think this condition pushed me or expedited that journey of inquiry and taking Gita seriously and trying to understand the meaning of life. And I think the shlokas uh, gave me insight into, gave me strength to go through our condition, that we are going through. And at the same time, I also encountered few family situations, which some of the questions that Arjuna asks and Krishna answers without going into details, it helped answer my personal life questions too, and how to deal with that. So being unemotional with all the challenges that's going in the life and accepting things the way they are, I think uh, that's the courage I got from, or change I see after being regular the class.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Santosh Prabhu. I think you brought up a very good point that many a times we just tend to go through life when actually we should be growing through life. Right? Our goal as humans is not just to go through life, because animals also just go through life. But what we need to do is grow through life. Right? So that's really, really important. And Santosh Prabhu, I think, many a times unexplained things happen in our life, but sometimes when we just accept them and surrender to them, on the other side we will find that we have either grown stronger physically or many a times spiritually and mentally as well. So thank you for sharing that. We'll move on to Gaurav Prabhu, since he was pointing to Pragya Mataji.
I was just thinking about it, where should I start? Because there are so many dimensions. And I was just trying to put my thought around it so that I can structure it in a way instead of like explaining it. And I don't think I'll be able to do a good job. The kind of impact it actually had on me, or it is continuing to have on me. And then the impact will possibly have, because I can see I'm not even, 1% there, because I can see myself growing 10 times, 100 times, or even more. Versus what I have grown in the last few months or close to a year now, maybe. Pick up the food, I haven't eaten meat. I don't know, I'm not counting the days. But the most important thing is not eating the meat, because I have a willpower. If I decide, I can eat it for not eat it for 100 days, or I can not eat it for, 1 year, because I believe I have the willpower to leave it. But leaving it versus craving for it, still craving for it, is something that I can do, but I'll still crave for it.
Yes.
But this time around, I'm leaving it, I'm not craving for it.
Wonderful.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that is the big difference. And even like, take an example, I used to come, and then as you kind of go through this journey, and when all the people around you are not going through the journey, you don't feel comfortable sharing, because you're like, you are different. Right?
Yeah.
So we communicated, of course, like, take an example, if I'm meeting someone on Sunday, now every Sunday I'm blocked, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going anywhere on the Sunday evening. And with all the stuff, Sunday is pretty much blocked. Even today, like, I had a couple of my friends, wanting to meet me, and like, I have the Gita class. Now I feel very comfortable sharing and telling them, like, I'm going to Mandir, or I'm going for Seva, or, if you want to meet me, you can meet me in Mandir and we can do the Seva together,
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
So the difference is not about, I was still coming here, but now I feel comfortable sharing that I'm actually coming here. Not just comfortable. After the comfort, there is a different level. I feel confident. I feel proud of myself that I'm coming here.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes through the phases of like, you're coming here, you don't want to share, then you feel comfortable sharing, and then you feel confident about sharing it because you feel you are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So that's like another dimension. And so many different ways, back in the day, I mean, if you go to Mandir, or I used to go to Mandir, of course, you will feel good, but you just go there and I've done service and I really like doing service too, and I've done it in the past too. But most of the times, you just go to the Mandir and, you would just, bow down and spend maybe 5-10 minutes and you come back. For the most part, it would not have any impact on you.
Yeah.
Right? It was more of a ritual than actually, having an impact on you, like in changing the way you think.
Yes.
It's like every Tuesday you go to Hanuman Mandir, and of course, you should do. I'm not saying you shouldn't do. I'm just talking from my personal perspective. You just go there, you bow down, and you come back home, and you feel that you have done something right, but you haven't really done anything.
Yeah.
So that's, now I don't feel it that way, because when I go there, I feel the connection. And and the other thing that I was talking about, like I still have a long way to go, because I feel like I can do a lot more in terms of the change that I can bring it to myself, or the connection that I'm gonna make, because I still don't think I made that connection yet with Krishna. I'm still not doing the japas.
That's
I think I'm gonna do it. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get there.
Yes.
Very soon.
Yes.
So many other things.
What you have shared so far, Prabhu, is amazing. So first of all, the topic about eating non-veg food and not craving for it, this is what is called in our scriptures developing higher taste. So when we develop higher taste, and by taste, it's not really just the taste from the tongue, it's any kind of taste. When we develop a higher taste, the craving for lower taste automatically goes away. That's why our principle is just to add Krishna. You don't need to subtract anything, because the subtraction will happen automatically when you start developing that higher taste. But when we force ourselves into it, right, like you said that you could have the willpower, but it's like you're suppressing your craving, and then you're fighting it. And when you do it in that way, it comes out stronger and way more ferocious. This is what our renunciation, the path of renunciation, is the Sankhya Yoga. So you can suppress it, and depending on the capability of a person, they may be able to suppress it for a whole lifetime. But when you take birth next life, it's going to come back much stronger. And then what will you do? You may be in a helpless position. So that was the first point that you said, which really touched me. And the second point that you said about not being shy anymore. And I was recollecting this as you said it. I hope I get this acronym right. Very long time ago, it's probably been now 5 years that I heard this class, and this Prabhuji was sharing an acronym, and it was called HOLES. And he was explaining how our bhakti, or how our spiritual life grows in this continuum of holes. Let me see if I can recollect. H was for hearing. So first you hear from someone that, oh, this gave me very nice experience, or this was nice. O, then you observe someone that, oh, this person is doing it. And he was using the example, like a very basic example of using Fair and Lovely. So he was saying, like, you hear in the ad, the Fair and Lovely makes you pretty, and then you see someone, you ask how they became beautiful, and they said, oh, we used Fair and Lovely. So you observe, right? And then your faith develops, that, oh, this person did it, this person did it, this person did it. So you're observing that this is working. Then L is live. I think live. This is where you go out and purchase the cream. So you have put now your money in it. You have given something from your side. Up until now, you were just observing and hearing. So nothing, no investment from your side. Now you living it. You have invested in it. So your time, right? You have started coming to the classes. You have started finding some value in it. HOLE. E is then experience. Then you start experiencing the magic of Fair and Lovely, right? That you are becoming fairer. He was using this example, so I am now using it, but you can relate to it in terms of our Gita classes, right? You now start experiencing something different, and then wholes, right? Share. Then when you start experiencing the change, you become, then you start telling other people, oh, this Fair and Lovely made me fairer and beautiful. Do you want to try it? Do you want to try it? So this is what happens, right? This is the stage where we are in. It's not that we have given up HOLE, any of those, but at a point that we feel like, oh, so much love, so much to share, such nice experience. Let's share it out with everyone. So now you are getting into the stage of S because you are telling your friends about it. You are no longer ashamed that, oh, I am going to the temple on Sundays. I am going to the temple on Sundays. Do you want to come along? Right? So, holes. This is how our faith and our bhakti develops.
One dialogue is marvelous. If you want to meet me, come meet me and
in the temple. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Well, there's everything there. There's feasting, dancing. You can get a workout if you like, right? There's everything there. What were we doing? I don't know. I don't remember. See, within 2 days you forget. This is Kali Yuga memory. I don't know. We were doing something, and me and I. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't even remember, but we were lifting something very heavy. I think in something in the temple or something, and we were like, "Oh, see, if you need a workout, also you don't need to go to the gym. You come and lift things here." I just don't remember what happened. Okay, Pragya Mataji, since you are sitting next to.
Say so many things. It's just my mind is just going through so many things.
Yeah.
The one thing that I really appreciate, and Prabhuji is not here. I'm really grateful to Prabhuji and you. I mean, I could think myself, kind of at the initial stage, coming in, maybe thinking about leaving it, then coming back in, then leaving it, and then Prabhuji doing a nudge, just pushing it a little bit again and again, reminding, sometimes, and it's easy to let it go, to not remind someone, because it's like, you have done your effort, like how much you need to remind someone, right? And I'm probably not the only person, right? Like hundreds of people like you guys meet. So, it's really great that you actually invest so much time and also following up and with people and everything. And in fact, like, there was once, there was Shiva Prabhuji and there was no one else. You come in the class and you feel like, oh my God, like I should be here, right? Because if you are actually holding the class and no one is here, and it's not about coming here or not coming here. Of course, people on the phone, there are limitations of people who cannot come. But if I don't have that limitation and I can come, there will be cases, there will be days when I have to go somewhere. I have to, but I know those cases when I'm actually not coming intentionally.
Yeah.
And when I'm like skipping out when I could have come.
Yes, absolutely.
So, that really helps, and then you start to realize that you need to reciprocate.
Yes.
And contribute and make your own, if you're just skipping just because you're lazy, and I'm like sitting at home and distracted while I'm here, while I'm not there.
Yeah.
So that motivation, most of the credit goes to you and Prabhuji.
No, I mean, we can be instruments in trying, but eventually every soul has their own journey. You can bring a horse to the well, but you cannot force it to drink the water. So, but at least like the effort should be there from everyone, right? And after that, it's every soul's individual journey, whether they take it up or not, and that's fine, right? Like, who knows, the credit goes to which person, right? Like, eventually it may look like, oh, you started coming to our classes and started doing seva that way. But the credit is not really ours as well. The credit could be somewhere really far back in your lifetime, somewhere that put that seed in there. So all along your the soul's journey, there could be so many people who have contributed. It's just that now it's sprouting. Now the seed is started fructifying. So nobody can take the credit, but everybody has to put in the effort. Thank you, Prabhu. Very, very insightful. Pragya Mataji. Did Prabhu take away all your points?
No, maybe life बहुत change हो गई इसके बाद. Like, should I speak in English?
Oh,
Yeah, maybe English, because for people in the.
So I'm just saying that I see my life has changed a lot, especially from my perspective, because it's not that the things, the scenarios have changed, but how I look into it, it has changed.
Yes.
So I used to think that I am the doer of everything and Krishna was just witnessing everything. But now I am witnessing all the magic happening in my life, and I am just the witness, not doer. So that feeling of doer has shifted, and I am doing only everything since morning to the night. Everything I am doing is the service. That's the with that feeling I do things, and
Very
that
nice.
and that when I feel that way, I feel just magic. That magic is happening around me, everywhere, and that makes me so like feeling so in full of happiness and feeling enjoying my life so much.
Yes.
Whereas the situation has not changed, it was the same. But when I was totally sad and that day, and now it has reversed.
Yeah. Very, very good point, because sometimes people think that when they take up spirituality, suddenly it's like a on-off switch in life, and suddenly everything will become a bed of roses, and suddenly like everything will, like flowers will start blooming everywhere, and you will get sweet music is coming to your ears, right? And a cool fragrant wind is blowing into your nose, right? Not like that. I mean, we still are human beings, and we have still our own baggage of past actions, and also what we are doing in choices we are making in this life are also there. So it's not that tomorrow I have an exam, and today I am chanting Hare Krishna and not studying, thinking that tomorrow Krishna will come and write your exam paper. No, we are still in this material world, so we have to act. But like you said, our perspective of looking at things changes drastically. It helps us go and come out of challenges much easier. Not that challenges will not come, challenges will come. But Krishna, hopefully, if we are in the right mindset, imparts the right intelligence for us to make the right decisions. So very nice. Thank you for sharing, Mataji. Balu Prabhu, I think you are our last person.
Yes. To tell you the truth, I think we kind of practicing ISKCON Krishna thing for the last 4 years. So one day we bumped into that WhatsApp class, Learn Bhagavad Gita in 18 days. Is conducted by ISKCON Chennai. So that's how it started. And after that, a lot of things are happening for us. Like our buddy is a puppy. So he came into our life in June of 2021. He looks like Krishna.
Okay.
He sits with us and do all the chanting, everything, and hears all the Bhagavatam stories when my wife reads it. So he's with us in the prayer room most of the time. So that one also came. And one time I was doing Sandhyavandanam in the deck. We moved from North Carolina 3 years ago. I think Krishna brought us here because of the center here mostly. So one day I was doing Sandhyavandanam, and then suddenly 2 peacocks came out of nowhere from the sky. One male and one female started walking towards us, toward in front of us in the backyard. So that also changed. And then Buddy came in, and then we moved here in 22 September, and we really like this center a lot. So, but we live in Lake Stevens, is almost 1 hour 15 minutes away. So
Yeah.
I cannot even come to the in person because of Buddy. Buddy is the dinner time, so I have to take care of him. And my wife attends Rajaraman Bhagavad Gita class as well at the same time, 4 o'clock. So maybe in summer I will try to attend. And Damodar Prabhuji telling us to do the chanting. So I kind of, I don't know, like I did not pay much attention about 2 months ago. So it so happened that I got into some mental issues. So now the chanting is my life.
Mm.
So I manage 8 rounds at least. That's why I was asking how do you distribute your time? Because I work for Boeing too, like Sridhar. So my call starts at around 5 o'clock in the morning. I work
wow.
with India team. So till 1 o'clock, I'm busy. I cannot do anything. But somehow I can do a couple of rounds in the morning. So, but this lot of changes happen. TV I cannot watch more than 5 minutes. So that is one good thing. And I came out of WhatsApp in the last 2 months. So I came out of social media as well because of all the mental health issues. So now chanting is the only friend I have. So we moved from North Carolina. I had a lot of friends, and I volunteered in the temple a lot for 20 years in the kitchen. But now Krishna is our only true friend, who
Yeah.
I believe, and my wife is also a devotee. So we occasionally come to Samamish and try to attend most of the functions.
Yes.
We are very happy, peaceful, because of all this spirituality. Even though I have devotional background from the childhood, my dad was a Ganapati practitioner. So again, this is very humble, and only thing is I cannot do any service because of Buddy, because I had to take care of him most of the time. So he's small, and yeah, one of these days I probably spend some time in the kitchen, maybe.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing, Prabhu. That was very amazing. One thing I do want to stress is that please do not feel pressured in any way that you have to come to class or you have to turn on your video. This was like a humble request because I feel that that's the best way to engage all our senses. Otherwise, we have this tendency to get distracted. If your condition doesn't allow or if you're too far, by all means, it's always okay. The main purpose is for us to be attentive and to get the most of the time that we are putting into this practice, right? So there's no point in being there physically but mentally not there, because then we don't really achieve anything. So again, please do not feel pressured in any way, but that was just a humble request because I feel that that's how we gain the most. And Balu Prabhu, you brought up a couple of really interesting points in terms of chanting. So that was the next topic that I wanted to touch. And I'm really sorry if you came today to the class with the intention that we will cover 5 more verses today in chapter 5 or whatnot. We will do that. But my main intention today was for us to be able to reflect a little bit, to get inspired from each other as we hear each other's transformations and see what we can do for ourselves. And so the next most important thing that Prabhupada recommends is chanting. And initially, it may feel very mechanical. In fact, even now for us, There are days when it feels very, very mechanical. The most common word that we use or say or tend to say is, I have finished my rounds, 16 rounds or whatever it is. Well, you think about it. Is the goal that I wake up in the morning, I chant my 16 rounds and then put my bead bag somewhere, and then until next day I don't have to think about my bead bag? No. So even when we use this term, I have finished my chanting, that is not the right mindset, right? If Prabhupada gives this example in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, he says that if we have jaundice, then the remedy for jaundice is sugarcane juice. If you have jaundice, you are supposed to take sugarcane juice. And sugarcane juice is sweet, right? But for a person who has jaundice, a sugarcane juice tastes bitter. That's because of the bile on the tongue. It tastes bitter. But the remedy is to take the sugarcane juice, and then eventually sugarcane juice heals the jaundice and you start feeling that it is sweet. That is how chanting is as well. Initially, it feels very mundane, boring, hard, mechanical, all these things. Touching the Japamala seems like such a big task, right? Oh my God, I have to sit down and chant. And that sit down and chant seems so heavy, right? Like I have to take out that time. But this is the remedy which has been suggested. And again, going by that theory of holes, we know many people who have done it and are relishing it now. So it's just a matter of time that hopefully we can also get there. So chanting is very, very important. That's what our scriptures say. That's what our acharyas have said. So we will start from today onwards. We will start one round of chanting in our class after ending the class. So it helps us get in some rhythm. And then I will also like if all of us take up some regular chanting every day. Shouldn't take more than 6 minutes, 7 minutes to chant one round on our Japa Mala. Chanting on the Japa Mala is very, very, very important. Why? Because when we are holding our Japa Mala, then our senses, all our senses are engaged. We are speaking the mantra, so tongue is engaged. We are hearing the mantra, so our ears are engaged. We are touching the Japa Mala and feeling it, so our skin is engaged, right? So all maximum number of senses get engaged when we are chanting on the beads. Otherwise, if we are just chanting in the mind, then we start with Hare Krishna, and like that telephone game, in the end, it becomes something else, right? We start watching a TV or we hear something else, and then the mantra becomes convoluted. So chanting is important. It helps bring peace as a very rudimentary effect of chanting, because it helps calm the mind. But then eventually the goal is to be able to develop love for the holy name. So we will, if you don't have Japamala at home, or so here we will pass out, but if you don't have at home, please let me know. We are happy to provide one or more if needed. But let's all start making a small vow to chant more rounds. Next time we do this introspection, we will share how many rounds we are consistently chanting. It's not that I know someone very, very devoted person, but he has a very big problem with consistency. So he wants to start with 16, but he cannot stick with 16. And every time it's a restart for him. I tell him, Prabhuji, start with 8, please. No, Mataji, this time I will do 16. And let's see, I will continue with 16. He does it for 1 month, then it's 0. Then I will tell Prabhuji what happened. Oh, Mataji, I will start from next week. I will, how many Prabhu? 16, Mataji. 16, and then after 1 month again, no. So I've asked him to give me update every day. Okay, Prabhu, you have, after you finish your rounds, you have to update me. This date I chanted 16. After some time, now no update. Prabhu, what happened? Oh, I was going to India, or my health became this. So now I will start again, Mataji. And then he against. So why I'm telling his story, not because he's a bad example, but because we first need to build our muscle. if we go to the gym and immediately start running 10 miles from day one, right? Probably in 3 days, we will not be seen in the gym. We need to build our muscle. So we need to start slow. We need to be committed and sincere. The number can be very small. It can be 2. But it has to be progressively increased. And we could say that we will chant 2 rounds for 6 months. That's completely fine. But it should not be 2, 0, 2, 4, 6, 0, T, something. No, right? It should always be consistently going up. That's how we build the muscle. Yeah. So we will, sorry, I took up the whole class. That was not the intention. Now I'm feeling bad.
No,
But I hope that it helped us in the group, because we come for class, we sit for an hour and a half, we discuss verses, we go back. I feel like this is a group which now needs to help each other progress in Krishna consciousness. Who are a little further down the journey should pull the people who are not that far along. The people who are not that far along can reach out to the community and say, how do you do this, Prabhu? Or how do you do this? I want to get better. So it should feel like a family, not a group of squares that come together on a Zoom call or a Teams call and then disperse, right? So that's the goal. With that, I think we will chant 1 round for today. Ayan, can you get my Japamala and then give beads to whoever doesn't have? Mine should be there in my purse. And Prabhu's and Mataji on the call, if you don't have Japa beads, please let me know. We'll be very, very happy to give you some from the temple. You are exchanging notes?
No.
How many? Thank you. Sridhar.
Bye. I'm good.
No, you take it. You're supposed to take it. No closing eyes. Like that.
I'll take it.
Yeah. You chant on them. It helps. Okay. So the way to chant is, so on the top here, we have the knot, right? This bead is called the Krishna bead. And so the way we hold it is we hold the Japamala on our middle finger. We don't use the index finger, mainly because the index finger is supposed to be the finger we use to point at others. So we don't use that finger in chanting. And if you have a bead bag, then we generally take this finger out so it doesn't get used in chanting. And then we start with the mantra for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I will say it. You can repeat. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. And then you just start chanting. So you will chant like once, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and then move to the next bead. And then we will complete till we come back to the beginning. We are all waiting for Sridhar to.
Oh no. The only thing is that I'm very hard.
Can we say loud also?
Yeah,
Everybody can hear together.
Yeah, we can say loud. In fact, when we are together chanting in like this, in loudly together, it helps. So we can chant because we are supposed to hear what we are saying. Okay, let's start. Other sound, yeah. Okay, let's start. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you everyone for chanting together. I definitely think that when we chant together, the vibration is very different. Some of us may felt that when is this going to finish, and that's fine. That's a completely okay feeling to have. Once you start chanting quite a lot, you will know your own beads and the shape and size of the beads, and you will start to understand the round is about to finish or I'm in the middle. So that anxiety will settle down. So don't worry too much about it. um, uh, One thing that came to my mind is that when we are chanting the mantra, so it consists of three words: Hare, Krishna, and Ram. Krishna means the all attractive, and Ram means the reservoir of pleasure. So when we are saying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, we are just calling into the energy of the all attractive reservoir of pleasure to engage us in their service. So it's nothing more than that. Why? Because as you all experienced, that service helps us develop an experience which is hard to sometimes explain in words. So all we are asking here is divine energy of the all attractive reservoir of pleasure, engage me in your service. This is it. There's nothing more. We are not asking for Janam Dehi, Dhanam Dehi, Dehi Dehi, this Dehi, that Dehi. We are not asking for anything other than service. The other thing that I came to my mind was, why this mantra? There are thousands of other mantras, right? We have a mantra for Ganeshji, we have a mantra for Lord Shiva. Why this mantra? So some of us may already know, but in every age, like for Sat Yuga, for Kal Yuga, for every age, there is a prescribed process for following the scriptural injunctions. So when Kali Yuga was about to come in, then there's a conversation happening between Brahmaji and Naraji. Brahma being the creator of the universe and Naraji being his disciple. And Naraji is asking, so now Kali Yuga is approaching, what should the people do in Kali Yuga? That's when Brahmaji gives this mantra. And it is said, in Sanskrit it says, Iti Shodashaka Nam Nam Kali Kalmashanashanam Nata Paratara Upayat Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. Iti Shodashaka Nam Nam. These 16 names, right? Iti Shodashaka Nam Nam Kali Kalmashanashanam will destroy the evil effects of Kali. Mata Paratara Nanyat. Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. Even if you search the whole Vedas, Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate, there's no other means. So this mantra has been prescribed in our scriptures. It's not that ISKCON came up with this mantra. It's been written in our scriptures that for Kali Yuga, this is the mantra that is supposed to be chanted. So it's not somebody's like Prabhupada came up with this mantra and he's giving it out of his own will. No. And it's supposed to be chanted 24/7, right? But do we have the capacity? Chanting one round gave us so much anxiety, right? When is it going to finish? How much more? I'm already chanting for 3 minutes, right? Now imagine if we have to do this for the whole time. That's why our Acharya is being merciful, because when Prabhupada's disciples approached Prabhupada, he said, okay, chant 64 rounds. No, Prabhupada, we have jobs, we have this, we have that. How can 64 rounds means you are chanting 8 hours a day? He said, no, we cannot chant. Prabhupada said, okay, then do 32. No, Prabhupada, we cannot do 32. We have this, that, 1,000 other things to take care. So Prabhupada said no less than 16. That's the agreement. And then so we may say, oh, who is Prabhupada to reduce the number? When our acharyas are giving us some instructions, some medicine, it is based on the condition of the disciples. The guru knows what is the capacity of the students, right? So according to the capacity, because no teacher wants that their students should fail the class. In general, most teachers want that their students should pass the class and move on to the next level. So teacher knows what is the capability of the students. So they prescribe the course work according to the capacity of the students. So Prabhupada, when he came to the West, he said no less than 16 rounds. But he himself used to chant more than 16 rounds. His Gurudev used to chant more rounds. We have the example of Haridas Thakur, who used to chant 192 rounds every day. Yes.
And how long would that take a year?
That would be most of the day except for 3 or 4 hours of sleeping. And he would go, he would go inside the bathroom, latrine, lock himself up and chant there because he was getting a lot of glorification. When people saw that he was chanting so much, they would find him and start glorifying him, and he would not like it. So he would go and lock himself in the bathroom because nobody would come in the bathroom. So on that note, there is no hard and fast restriction for when and how you can chant the mantra, because when the sun shines, right? Do you think if the sun shines on animal excretion, does the sun rays get polluted? No, it dries everything up, whether it's water, whether it's urine, whether it's excretion from someone, it just dries everything up. So many people say that, oh, I should first get up and then take a shower and then sit in this posture and wear this kinds of clothes and then sit in one place with a straight neck and everything, and then I will chant. That then never comes. Because the moment you take a bath, you are in mode of passion. So your day begins, you open your laptop or your phone, and then you start seeing Slack messages and Teams messages, and then you're like, oh, I need to respond to this, that. So the reason why I'm saying all this is that it's more important to chant. Does not matter whether you took a shower, or brushed your teeth, are you sitting on a sofa, or are you sitting here near your altar? Important thing is to chant. Because again, like Gaurav Prabhu was saying, the higher taste will automatically come. Someday after some time, you will realize that, oh, taking a shower and chanting is also not that bad. So let me try that. So there will be a time when you will be able to take a shower and chant, but until then, just chant. Some yena kena prakarena is whatever scriptures say. Yena kena prakarena means somehow or the other. Just chant. So with that, I'm sorry, I apologize for taking up the whole class with this discussion, but I also think this is needed, especially as we prepare ourselves to enter into the core meat of what Bhagavad Gita is about. So I apologize if I wasted your time, and I'm grateful for all of you for coming and investing your time, and I hope that you are able to take back something from all of us what we shared today. So thank you everyone for joining. I wish you a wonderful rest of the week. Today we are celebrating the wedding of Srimati Tulsi with Shaligram in the temple. So if we are around, then, and if you want to witness a wedding between a divine couple, then you can come to the temple. There'll be, I think, nice feast is being prepared. Prabhu, in the temple what is being prepared?
I don't know, but I have services.
You have services, yeah. So something yummy is being prepared. So yeah, after this we can all head to the temple. Gajar halka halwa, yeah. I know that koftas are being prepared. If you are grading unlimited bags of gajar, you know halwa is there.
At what time, Mataji?
I think it starts at 6, but it goes on till a long time. I think I can send the exact timing in the group, but
Okay.
I think it starting 6, right? Some welcome dance or something is at 6.
Yeah, like marriage means full marriage they need to attend.
Yeah. I don't know how this time will be because generally, if Harivilas Maharaj comes at the end of the wedding, he will make all of us go around the fire, all husbands and wives, and renew our vows. So he will add some of his own.